Hooray.
And we're live.
Hey, everybody!
Hello.
They can hear us this time, right?
Hello,
Because we've had
folks.
issues before.
Let me double check with the stream, see if we got sound. Yay, sound.
Yeah? We good? We cool? We hip?
I think
We're
so.
none of
We
those
we
actual
jive?
things.
I
Yeah.
don't think
But-
we're any of those things.
Yeah.
We jive.
Woohoo, woohoo. Someone give me a woohoo.
Woohoo.
Anyone in chat, if you can hear me, please give me a response. Yes.
Yay!
Hey, we have sound.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 8 of Razor Ridge. I am your GM/Marshall. Mac, don't do crack Beauvais. We are enjoying this eve of the full moon, so it's close enough that I'm going to count it. Stephen is on his way, but in the interim, let's go ahead and let everybody who is currently here introduce themselves.
You bet. Hi, everyone. I am Nick, as it says right down here, and I am playing Chen Zhu, the Hamid Theurge Stargazer.
And I'm Sam. I play Sigrun Eld, who is Lupus, get of Fenris. So she's also a Viking.
Hello, I am Jessie. I play Jeremiah Watts, the town preacher, who is also a Metis. I'm
Yes.
currently stuck in a very compromising form.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a month since we've played. I've been sick, which has been super fun. But I'm not sick anymore, except in a mental way.
True for all of us.
Since we are still waiting for Steven to arrive, I did want to chat real quick about something that came up from last game, and there seemed to be a lot of interest about the penumbra and the umbra and stepping sideways and all of that kind of thing. So, as I understand it, the umbra is sort of like this giant spirit world onion, parfait, or ogre, whichever metaphor you prefer. It has many, many layers. It's very convoluted. It's a little bit like quantum physics theory. There's like bubbles of other realities floating through and all kinds of crazy bullshit. And one of the things that I wanted to do with it, because it's very important to Chen's character, is find a way to sort of ease into that, because one of your big character things is that you have trouble connecting on that spiritual level.
Chen is very bad at his job.
So his training is what's really getting him by. So I really wanted to sort of inch into that and find a way to kind of build into those layers that are like onions, parfaits, or ogres. So it's a very interesting world, and there's a lot, and I hope that we get to explore it at some point, but not right now. But I do know that there were questions, and I read everything you guys write. Everything. Even the things you think are private and saved on your own personal computers. I see what you're doing.
Even
And
the things-
also, maybe share a couple of those folders with me. You don't have to tell anybody.
what you write in your diaries, your physical paper diaries.
You know.
Yes. I guess let's go ahead and do the recap.
Recap.
And then hopefully Steven will show up and be really confused because it's been a month since any of us have done anything.
It's true. And we won't remind him of anything.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Did you want to, before we do the recap, in case for Steven, did you want to go over what happened with Jeremiah?
I think it's better after we do the recap,
Okay.
if we're going to flash back to that, just to go ahead and remind the lovely viewers at home who might be confused and have also forgotten what happened.
That is fair. Let's find out what happened, because I don't remember what I wrote.
Yay! A journal surprise.
It's like every time. Goldfish over here. Sigrun asked Charlie to stay over to watch the kinfolk. The night was uneventful. In the morning, an annoying salesman was trying to sell Astrid some barbed wire. Sigrun was not amused. He left, saying he was staying at Merryweather's. Annette told him about the barn trouble. Astrid was in a mood over the recent troubles. Charlie tried to comfort her to no avail. Sigrun sent him ahead to Chen's and stayed back to talk to Eric about keeping his sword close and sharp. She told him that the apprehended folks were not the barn burners. He was dismayed, but agrees to be prepared. At Chen's, Charlie showed him the letter, and they chatted about the possibility of an in-town. I just left it like that. There's no noun.
Well, you know, Sigrun does have trouble with English and words.
She's not good at any of this.
It's in character.
And it entailed something. So they headed to the church, finding Sigrun on the way. They found the front of the church locked, but the back door was wide open. No one inside. Chen looked around, finding claw marks around the doorknob. The pack surmised that Jeremiah has changed unwillingly into Krynos form. Charlie ran off to try and follow the scent of his tracks. The trail led off towards the mountains. The pack sense feels cut off from Jeremiah. Chen pulled out his hatchets and used the shiny side to try to enter the Umbra. He succeeded, and inside he could see a faint trail of paw marks heading off to the ridge. Back in the real world, Sigrun calms Charlie down. He's freaking out. She tells him that Jeremiah probably needs his space and will come back. They try to speak to Chen, but he can't hear them at all. Chen, in the Umbra, starts to follow the silvery footstep trail.
It's kind of my MO, right? Not being able to hear anybody or
Yeah.
respond to anybody.
Just not responding.
Yeah. Well, you were like, before you'd been kind of in between because it was a place of like a lot of power, so it was easier to basically like pierce that veil. But this time you were further out and you were doing it so much by remembrance that it was taking all your concentration. You went like catatonic that time.
Yeah. As he approached the ridge, he heard a growl from the cairn. He turned to look and saw a huge shadowy Fenris coming towards him. It sniffed him and asked why he had come. Chen told him Jeremiah was missing. Fenris told him there were bigger matters and to leave Jeremiah be, then returned to the cairn, saying, "You're not asking the right questions." Chen gets a flash of an eye with a moon around it and words that he doesn't understand, a symbol. Chen was then kicked back out of the Umbra. He tells the others what he saw, but Charlie and Sigrun don't recognize the symbol either. Chen suggests that he and Charlie check the abandoned buildings in town for evidence of people holing up in there, or staging before an attack. Sigrun goes off to check in with her fuzzy siblings. Charlie and Chen find a whole lot of nothing in the building across from Charlie's house. The second location, also nada. They find nothing but evidence that Peeing Peter had been in one of the buildings.
Oh yeah, the peeing guy has a name now. You missed that.
Peter. It's a double entendre.
And canon.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Her kinpack tells Sigrun a weird man with a rectangular box with latches on a horse came to town, 2 days before the barn burned. They got a strange feeling from him. She asks them to keep an eye out and shows them the symbol. They don't recognize it. So she goes hunting with them and snags a rabbit to sacrifice to Odin. Charlie goes to Merryweather's, and Annette gives him the business about sitting and not drinking. He begrudgingly gets a beer. He racks his brains to put the pieces together and on the mystery. It occurs to him that there's not many places to hide in town except Merryweather's. Meanwhile, Chen goes to the site of the burned barn to try to contact the spirits. He gets a flash of a symbol in his mind, and it's a clearer vision of what he got before. Sigrun returns to the homestead and asks Astrid and Eric to join her in making a sacrifice. Eric apologizes for the morning and agrees, saying he knows she's right about being ready for battle. She tells him about Fenris and Coyote and reminds him that they can be worthy to earn the favor of the gods. They make the sacrifice while Chen observes from afar. Back at the saloon, Charlie tries to sweet-talk Annette. He asks her about visitors, now and before the barn fire. He promises her whatever she wants, which is apparently hard labor working the saloon to put in writing.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, we have a wolf attack.
Yes.
All right, all right. Okay, he changed back. All right, thanks. I swear, we're the one game where the dog's barking is perfect.
Perfectly in character. You're just in time for the end of the recap.
Oh, good. This is the important part. Charlie's in it.
Yes. So he had just promised Annette whatever she wants, which was hard labor working the saloon, put in writing. 3 days, he signs. She tells him about a couple folks and also Preston Germain, traveling salesman. Charlie goes upstairs to his room and knocks. He introduces himself and barges straight into the room. chats the fast-talking salesman in circles and asks him why he was here before the barn fire. Charlie smells worm taint on him, shuts the door, and asks why he burned down the barn. Preston denies it, so Charlie shifts into Gladbro. Preston takes a cyanide capsule and drops dead. Charlie runs straight downstairs, hollering about needing the doctor, and Annette is super mad. He runs to the Magnuson homestead. Charlie and Chen run back, while Sigrun washes up. Annette is screaming at Charlie. Chen goes upstairs, Annette kicks Charlie out, and Preston is totes dead. At the homestead, Sigrun is getting ready to leave when a familiar white guru form appears and says, "I am stuck."
Hey, now that you're here, would you like to introduce yourself for the nice people at home?
Sure. Hi, I'm Stephen Pope. I'm a hot mess.
I'll say.
Also, this is a good time to interrupt, and It's Probably Fine has bought a Help a Player for all of the players.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you very much.
Generous.
It's probably fine.
All right. Take one,
Probably
pass
fine.
it down.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I
I
thought I'd
also
try some
have
method
2
acting
sets
today.
from last
Right?
time I was here.
Oh, I
Nice.
have one help from last time.
Is that why you're not wearing pants?
You
Yeah,
said 2 sets?
that's why I'm 10 minutes late and not wearing pants.
Pass down, would you?
Sounds like Charlie.
So I'm 10 minutes late.
So
Classic
fucking
Charlie.
method right
Yes, I really wanted to get method today.
Yes. So,
I also forgot the mini I made you. God damn it.
well, you can bring it in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So, before we jump back into all of that, I thought it might be nice to go backstep a little bit for Jeremiah to understand what the fuck happened. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. So, during the evening, you've gone back. Everybody had drinks at Merryweather's, and you went back to the church, and were probably feeling more content than you have in a while. And went to bed, laid there for a while, and started to feel this horrible burning sensation right in the center of your rib cage, right where the necklace you always wear rests. Now, as I understand it, this necklace was a family heirloom and the only thing that you have from your past. And as it begins to burn and burn, you realize that it is pushing you back to what your natural state of being is, which is metis form. And it is uncomfortable, you are unhappy and not really sure, and of all the places, it is in the house of our Lord, or your Lord, as the case may be. And you panic, scrabble to get out the door, which is very difficult with large paw-like hands and claws, and make your way off towards the ridge, sort of away from everything. And then I'm assuming that some time passes and you feel that maybe this is a problem beyond yourself. You try desperately to break back out of this form and find yourself unable to shift one way or the other. And finally creep your way back around the ridge to the Magnuson homestead where you encounter Sigrun. And I'm sure it's really interesting, so let's start.
I am stuck.
And scene.
You should probably come inside.
I go inside.
So I'm gonna take him over to like where my bed is and like sit him down.
Ooh.
It's not
Everybody
sexy.
wants to see Jeremiah.
I think that would be like the least sexy place for Jeremiah.
Yeah. So how long has it been? It's like I'm trying to remember in game days.
It's still part of the same day, so
This is like one
basically,
day, okay.
yeah, the night before is when you all went drinking after the encounter with the coyote.
Right.
So this is, it's still pretty early that everything's been happening. You guys got up and going really early that morning.
That's true.
So it's probably creeping on, I would say maybe 8 or 9 at this point.
Oof. You know, when it lasts more than 4, you gotta call the doctor. You're all right, folks.
8 or 9 in the morning? Or in the evening?
In the morning.
Okay.
It's still early. You guys went to go find
Yeah,
Chen
well,
when
that
he
was
was
morning.
still doing his greeting the sun Tai Chi. So, figure's probably been, well, it might be a little later, maybe like 10 or 11 a.m.
Okay.
Because you guys did a lot of searching in houses to find nothing.
Yes.
That is true. How did this happen?
I don't know. I woke up and I was like this, and I can't change one way or the other.
Has this ever happened to you before?
No. No.
And all of this
Let
is
me think.
coming out
No.
of a, in the Guru tongue as well, so it's just...
Oh, what I'd pay for a gif of that.
Now the internet will make it happen.
Yes.
True.
I almost
Good
feel
luck.
like doing that with only inflections and seeing if the audience can pick out what we're saying.
You're like one of those Disney cartoons where it's a sidekick that's an animal.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I totally understand.
You owe me a new acorn. Squeakums.
So yes, I can't change. I can't go one way or the other.
Well, remain calm. We will figure this out.
I can't remain calm.
Perhaps that is the problem.
Darn it. Maybe Chen knows. Maybe Chen can help.
We can ask him.
He's all about all of this that I'm not all about.
The voiceover's going, Chen didn't know anything.
Did this happen when you were in the church? We went to look for you and the doorknob was a bit scratched.
Well, that is shameful. And I need to say about 10 Hail Marys to be forgiven for disrespecting the house of God in the way that I have. In many ways, I need to say 1,000 Hail Marys. My goodness.
What?
Yes, it happened in the
Jeremiah,
night in the church.
perhaps it is your Jesus has given this to you in his house, so you understand it is not shameful to him.
Nice.
Wow.
So deep.
I don't know. I find that very hard to believe.
Well,
But I do not know all the ways of our Lord, so I guess it's not out of the question.
that is true, and you are so devoted to his worship and you bring the followers to him. Perhaps he is trying to repay your kindness with a gift.
This doesn't feel like a gift.
It may not at times, but does it not give you great strength to protect the people of your church?
I suppose. But last time I had great strength, I just, dropped holy water all over the damn ground, so...
Well,
Waste of holy water.
maybe you just need more practice using your strength. And if you accept your form, you could get better at using it to serve your God.
Perhaps.
Think about it. Do you want me to get Chen to bring him here?
Yes.
Okay. I will tell my kinfolk that you're in here. They won't be scared of you, so don't feel ashamed if they come in.
Okay.
But here's a blanket if you wish to cover yourself.
He's gonna scurry under the blanket.
Hide your shame.
like a little puppy, like...
Aw.
So sad because it's just this giant lump of werewolf under a blanket. Like, you can't see me if I can't see you.
I like to
Aw.
imagine
Hold up.
his weird muzzles sticking out of like...
Oh,
Probably just, like,
no. It's
Twitching and snapping
adorable.
a little bit. It's gross. So, speaking of Chen, last we saw Chen and Charlie. Charlie was kicked out of the saloon by a very angry Annette, and Chen was up there investigating what seems to be the remains of Preston Germain.
Right, as I recall, I had discovered that he was really most sincerely dead.
Super dead.
Have you? Oh no, and he's been kicked out, right?
Yeah. Annette,
Some up there
Annette
alone?
is pretty sure that Charlie had something to do with this, and she really liked Preston. He paid on
He had
time.
money. I
was
He was polite. Yeah.
Really liked his money anyway.
Yeah.
Is she there while?
No.
So
no. You can hear
she
her.
trusts
You can
me
hear
to-
her like far enough down way, probably still screaming at Charlie. And your shop is right next to the saloon, so I mean you're pretty much the only person practicing medicine in town.
Okay.
Because when people are feeling well, they usually just see you, or eventually the mortician.
Right. I will. I will go through his things,
Okay.
like that chest, and see if I can find any other information about this image that I have.
Would you like to do a roll for me?
I would love to.
Cool, because you're going to do investigation and perception.
Investigation and perception. I can do
Difficulty
that.
is going to be 7.
Okay. That looks like 2 successes.
Yep.
9 and an 8.
Nice. Okay. So you go over and you investigate the trunk, and there's not a ton in it. He's got sort of a mix. He's got like 2 kind of sections. So he's got one where it's like his clothing and all of the things that he has for traveling. His basic like I can't word right now. Grooming kit
Right.
is over by the wash basin. And then he's got some samples of barbed wire, and he seems to have some paper on which to write orders. But as you start to feel around it, you realize that there's a false inside to the trunk. And when you pull at it, you do find a piece of paper inside.
Okay.
So I'll give that to you. Do you
Thank
investigate
you.
the body as well?
Yeah, I will go over his body and his other effects.
So he does not seem to have much with him, but you do notice that on one of his fingers, he's wearing a large silver ring that bears a portion of the crest that you had seen in the vision. It's the center portion with the moon and the eye and the teardrops on a ring.
Okay. So none of the lettering, but the central image?
Yes.
Okay. For those of you who are on video, to refresh your memory, it looks something like that, which is not very good at all.
Yeah.
So
It's also
Root,
it's also in the
Rudida.
forums.
Lune. I failed Latin.
Yeah.
We know Charlie.
It's okay, Sigrid can't read it all.
There you
All right.
go.
Maybe
But
a
you
couple
finish
words.
rifling through the items, and it seems like those are the only things of real consequence.
Okay. I want to, as I was searching, I mean, I wasn't throwing everything around, so I want to make it look like it was
Sure.
not touched again. And then come down the stairs
Mm-hmm.
and report that there's nothing I can do for him.
Cover my ass.
He appears to have had some sort of a allergic reaction. I do not think Charlie had anything to do with it.
I don't know. I'm feeling a mighty powerful allergic reaction to Charlie right about now.
I can understand he is certainly annoying.
I will
Ouch, man.
call
Oh,
on the
type.
mortician, and I will have someone come and take care of the body and his effects, I suppose. And
Do you wish me to take care of that for you?
you want to go talk to the mortician? I mean, you mostly practice on the living, as I understand.
No, I can contact the mortician, but I can remove the body and effects right now if you would like.
Might as well. He's not going to pay with them.
I'll run next door and grab a blanket.
Okay.
And then come back, go upstairs, wrap him in a blanket so that I'm not disturbing any of the clientele by dragging a obviously dead body out through the saloon.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and then I'll pack everything into the trunk. And can I... This is going to be kind of gross.
Oh,
But
this
he
gonna be
is... He is not... Rigor mortis is not yet set in, right? It's too soon?
Yeah, it's definitely
So,
too soon. Science,
without-
kids.
Yeah.
Ew.
Without breaking any bones, I could fold him in half and then roll him in the blanket and then put him on top of the trunk and carry everything
Well,
down.
he's pliable,
Okay.
if that's what you were asking.
Yes.
But
Are we
I
gonna
That's what
Laura
I'm saying.
Palmer this guy?
However, that is an awful lot to carry in one go, even for somebody with a reasonable amount of human strength.
Mm-hmm.
So I would make you roll to be able to carry that load effectively, but also realizing if you carry that much, they might be a little suspicious of the amount you're able to carry.
Strange Eastern ways.
There you go.
Sure.
Martial arts, folks.
Unless you want to pretend that it's really heavy, in which case I'll make you roll to be convincing.
I'm the only one performance.
I know.
Let me take a look at performance. I don't think that's a thing that I'm good at.
You could also do subterfuge.
Yeah, I'm very not good at that.
Yeah, I don't really think
Performance,
that Chen
no.
is one for that kind of
Um,
subtlety.
No.
Because that if I saw somebody, even somebody that was formidable in size, like carrying down a trunk and a dead body, because dead bodies are very heavy, I might be a little suspicious
It's
that,
not
like,
that they're heavy, it's that they're unwieldy.
it's both.
It's
Dead
just
weight
dead
of a
weight.
body.
Hypothetically.
I was about to say, I saw Weekend at Bernie's, and that body was pretty easy to work with.
I know you're fully capable of carrying a lot of things,
Yes.
but
Chen is much smaller
but
than I am.
Mac
Yes.
would be suspicious of Nick if he was carrying an actual dead body and a trunk.
That's just good life advice.
I don't care if he's got a dead body. I care about the fact that seems like an awful lot to carry, and I'd be like,
What are your arms
what
made of?
are
sir?
you on, dude?
Right. Then-
Dead body. I would be mad he didn't call for my help. That's
That-
what real friends do, is they help you move the bodies.
Yes, exactly. That's a good point. So I will bring out the body wrapped first
Okay.
in the blanket and then come up and take the trunk
Okay.
as well. And I will store everything in fine medicine and tailoring.
You're going to store the trunk there?
Yes.
You're going to take the body to your shop?
Yes. Because I don't want the mortician to come into the bar, or that defeats the whole purpose.
Well, I mean, unless you're taking the body to the mortician, but you're taking it to your establishment first. Hey, it's up to you, man. You do you.
Yes, I said that's what I'm doing, so that's what
All
I'm
right.
doing. You've already
And
you've already given me one out in this session. I will accept the consequences of my second stupidity.
Okay. You go ahead, and you're very close to Annette's as it is. And I imagine you're probably, Charlie, still hanging around outside, and you would see Chen coming out with a blanket wrap.
I grabbed Danny, and we're both hanging out in Chen's shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
So,
grab Danny, too?
yeah.
Okay.
My kinfolk.
All
Little
right.
brother.
Yeah, I didn't know you wanted to bring him along.
Oh, yeah. No, at a certain point, you kind of have... I figure at a certain point, we should spread out the kinfolk misery.
All right. So when you arrive back at your shop, he is there with his brother, Danny.
You smell it on him, right? You smell it on that little shit. Telling you, worm taint. Does she know I didn't kill him yet?
I told her it was an allergic response.
Yeah, cyanide. Everyone's allergic to cyanide.
I did not say what he was allergic to, only that it was an allergic response.
Piece of
Do
shit.
I don't believe I have anything that specifically recognizes worm taint or any other smell like that. Like, did he smell?
If you did I think we did a primal urge and perception roll for Charlie, but it had to be pretty high, especially to balance out the fact that some have gifts specifically geared to
Sure, fair enough.
sussing that out. But you all are connected enough that you can figure out if something smells off.
Okay, so he smells off from baseline human.
I don't know. You haven't
Oh.
done a roll for it.
Okay. Well, I thought you were saying y'all.
Oh, what I make you
I know
roll, is
that.
it? Oh yeah, your rule there.
That's my rule.
I'm gonna say it's
Whoa.
7s because you also know what you're smelling
So
for.
that is a single success because those 2 1s cancel out those 2 10s.
That is such a bummer.
At least it wasn't a botch,
Yeah.
but I wish it was because it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely smells of the worm.
Okay.
I want on record, I fucking called it. Well, I didn't fucking call it, but never mind.
If you had recognized that earlier, it may have been of more benefit to us.
I didn't know he existed until this afternoon. Give me a break. What do you got there?
He had this in his pocket.
It was in his trunk. It was in
I'm
a,
sorry, he
in
had
a
this-
hidden section.
He had this in his trunk in a hidden section. It is in some sort of a code. If it doesn't make any immediate sense to you, I can begin to break that down.
MBHJ tis vesgeticum quezepa. Stop.
Oh, I had not seen the stop.
Yeah.
Then it is practically broken.
Yes. Yes, for one, we're just 2 clicks away from solving it. You're the smart one. Get on it.
Will you run over to the mortician and allow him that his services are currently needed?
I don't like that guy. He's creepy.
Would you like to look at the letters instead?
I'm on my way.
All right, so you're going to do that. You're going to look at that for a hot second. Sigrun, I think Jeremiah is still cowering under a blanket. What are you doing, Sigrun?
I am looking for Chen, so I would go to his shop to look for him.
That is a smart
That is
idea.
where he lives.
Yes, that is
And
accurate.
does things.
Well, you get there, and guess what? That is where Chen is.
Oh, hello. Chen,
Yes.
what is that paper?
I think it may have something to do with our recent problems. Does this make any sense to you?
Definitely not.
Make a roll. You fail.
Where did you get it?
This gentleman was hiding something in his trunk. He killed himself as opposed to answering any questions from Charlie.
I knew I did not like him.
And his ring bears that image that Fenris showed me. So I think that there may be more to his appearance than initially we were led to believe.
Interesting. Another interesting thing, I found Jeremiah.
Yes.
He is stuck.
Excellent. Stuck where? We can get him out.
Well,
I was hoping for that joke.
But innocently, if that would be the case,
Yes.
he'd probably say that.
That's what Jen would say.
Not so much stuck in a place. He's in my house, but he is stuck in his true form.
Oh. Well, we must go assist Jeremiah. And I
Yes.
will fold this and stick it into a pocket or a sleeve or something.
Okay.
On the way there, she basically fills you in on what she tried to tell Jeremiah about not freaking out and accepting his true form, and that it's probably the will of Jesus or whatever.
Yes, the audience is going to figure it out. This is a giant ploy from the church.
And then Charlie, you're going to find the mortician. Danny's coming along, I'm assuming? You're
Actually,
keeping him close by?
I'm actually going to have Danny watch the body.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to now, Danny, if it moves, shoot it. The body, not like anything in particular. Don't shoot like the guy's walking outside or nothing. Obviously, duh.
I'm not the stupid one in
Respect your elders. I'll be right back. It's like 4 years older, Em.
No.
All right, so I go to the mortician's house, and you can tell it's the mortician's house because it's painted black. There's storm clouds above it.
Yeah,
Ominous thunder.
Everything looks like shit in Razor Ridge. It's hard to tell the mortician's
I just figured it was
offices
extra
from the
spooky.
Other. Yes, there's vultures outside. And it's actually
Perched on
the
the
spooky mortician's shop on the hill.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's actually named Spooky Mortician Shop.
Yes.
All right, now I have to
Edward
make
Spooky,
him extra spooky.
proprietor.
Yeah, Lord Spooky.
Edward Spooky, proprietor.
Hi, I'm Edward Spooky. 4 generations of being spooky and burying your dead folks.
Hi, I'm Ed Spooky. Have you ever been dead? Well, then have I got the services for you?
Come on down to Spooky Mortuary.
All right.
All right, so the mortician's name, is George Briggs. And
Edward Spooky.
since we're just going to lay this on here, the door creaks open, and there's a very gaunt gentleman inside who's kind of trying to brush what hair he has, this raven black
Does he look
hair
like a tall
across
man from
the bald
Phantasm?
spot. No, he's...
Damn it.
Let me finish. But he definitely has the gaunt features, maybe even a little yellow skinned. Perhaps has a touch of jaundice.
Just a dab of jaundice in the morning.
Always interesting to see you alive, Charlie.
I like to
As
imagine
opposed to
Alan
what?
Rickman.
Never mind.
Well, I mean, eventually I assume I'll be fitting you for her,
Wow.
So, buddy, have you seen any women lately? A man like
I
you has to be
have.
such a lady killer. Word choice.
No one's been able to prove anything.
Obviously, Charlie doesn't have, dog ears in this form, but if he did, they'd just be like, well, anyway, there seems to have been an allergic reaction, and someone's done died at the saloon. We're currently holding the body over at Chin's, because, no one wants to see that while they're drinking. Is that upside-down crucifix behind you?
The door closes slightly more to obstruct your view. I'll get the wagon.
Great! I'll meet you there.
I will see you shortly.
I bet you will.
Edward Spooky is now my new favorite character. even
We're
though
calling
his
him
name's
Edward
not-
Spooky.
His name's not Edward
I'm going to
Spooky.
write that, but it's not his name.
Wait, what's his actual name?
George Briggs.
George.
That can be the pack's name for him, Edward Spooky. That's what we call
That
him
is what
behind
Charlie has called him since he moved in. That one guy, Charles. You know what? Edward Spooky.
Petition
I
to
feel
make
like
it part of
his
the pack.
sign is just, hanging half off of the chain.
Yes.
Coffin hanging half off the chain.
It's off the chain!
Oh, ouch,
And
ouch.
that's how he died.
Petition to make Edward Spooky part of the pack.
Denied.
I second it. I think he's delightful.
He's been waiting and watching. He's secretly the 6th of your group.
Yeah.
We're fifth.
I don't know. He's so far down in life. He's the 6th.
So Charlie
I
waits.
can't count.
So Charlie gets back to Chen's place of work. I swear to God, that man is going. If there's a term for a guy who just kills a lot of people and then hides the bodies and probably sends to another dimension or something, he's one of them. Oh, hey, how you doing?
We're gone.
Yeah, they're already gone.
Okay.
You're just ranting to Danny, who's just kind of
Reading a book.
just used to you and your outbursts. So you guys wait at the shop for George, a.k.a. Edward Spooky, to show up with his wagon it's his deathmobile, which is really just a fucking wheelbarrow.
Bring out your dead.
I don't it's not like this elaborate horse-drawn carriage, but we never see the horse.
Yeah, well, and he's one of those that would be a lot taller than he is, except he's got that vulture-like posture from
Yes.
rolling the wheelbarrow.
Ugh.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
yes, yes.
Everything. Okay.
Wait.
Steven
And
loves this character.
The one thing in this town that is consistently well painted and maintained is that wheelbarrow.
Well, he has to, and it's red.
Why is it red?
Why
well,
do you
so-
think?
well, I wore my red shirt today so they can't see me bleed, because I'm sure
Yeah.
most people that die in Razor Ridge probably have gunshot wounds and other horrible things. So
What makes me so excited about this is that Jeremiah probably knows him well because funerals are held in churches.
yeah, I mean, you guys do have a Boot Hill too. So
I'm so excited.
I want on record, Steven loves his character. Charlie looks at him and goes, maybe it's not too late to find Jesus.
don't worry, you get to talk to him again later. But in the meantime, Chen and Sigrun reach the homestead.
Jeremiah's still under the blanket, muzzle out, tail probably also out. I don't think a blanket
buddy.
could cover him all the way. He's
While we're
huge.
doing that, I'm going to grab it.
Let me know what's in there.
So
Probably seltzer water.
as we
Diet
go
Coke.
in, Jeremiah, I brought Chen.
I could do a seltzer.
Jeremiah.
He goes,
It's too cute. It's Molly.
Oh, Jeremiah is such a good pupper.
he's a good pupper. He doesn't know how to be a bad pupper. He needs to learn.
Do you wish to speak about it?
Speak, boy.
I take offense to the word speak.
I apologize. My syntax was not clear. Do you wish to talk about what has happened?
Well, I woke up and I was like this. And I figured that you know all about your spiritual stuff. So that maybe you could help.
This is all of our spiritual stuff.
Kampai.
Yeah.
I resent that.
The force of life and creation is universal to all of us. And I know that you interpret that through your God, but it is the same force and the same creation and the same wellspring that we need to protect no matter where you are in the world. I'm sorry that you have a truncated view of the universality of the experience.
The force flows through you, penetrating us, binding us.
But that being said, did you have a dream? Did anything contact you? Is there anything that happened that you feel might be affecting your current situation?
Well, my necklace started burning. And it felt like it was burning inside my chest. And then I woke up and I was like this.
Do you have the necklace now?
Would it appear in this form?
I'm going to say that that's up to you. If you choose, normally I would say that most things on you, unless it's got some kind of rite tied to it, it would. And I think that the necklace generally does, but in this circumstance, it might not have. Things are a bit abnormal right now. I'll let you make that call.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that it's always there, I think. Yeah.
So I can see it hanging around your neck?
Well, once I emerge from the blanket, yes.
You're
Oh, let's still have this conversation through the blanket. Cool.
kind of lightly scrapes on the wood floor.
That's
as she
exactly.
stands-
I was
as
gonna
he stands up.
I was actually gonna say there's rustling under the blanket, and then the nose
Aww. and then you're like one of those little blanket turtles, with the head out and the rest all blanket.
Yep. Oh, is it able to be removed? I wasn't it can be removed from the neck. Or is it-
Normally, yes.
Normally,
Normally.
yes. Okay. All right. So
I
He's-
am Edward
Bum, bum,
Spooky.
bum.
he's going to try to remove it.
I am Edward Spooky.
No, I'm Edward Spooky.
God damn it, you Spartacuses. Spartaci?
Spartaci, it's like octopuses.
Yeah.
Actually, octopuses is correct.
not octopi. English is stupid. Moving on.
That is true.
Well, it's
Very
a
true.
pseudo-Latin cognate, so yeah, it's all fake.
Did you get all that, Charlie?
Yeah.
Look, Stephen has a master's in writing, and even he thinks English is just
I
fucking
know. I'm just
stupid.
kidding. You should.
He's gonna try to take it off. It's not gonna work, and he's gonna get frustrated under that blanket.
It seems like when you try to reach to take it off, it almost burns.
Okay. All right, so he's gonna make noises of discomfort. Ugh. And then he's gonna
May I see?
he'll emerge from under the blanket and kind of sit up so that you
Is-
can see.
Is there any? Do I feel anything as I reach towards it?
You're gonna have to do a roll for that. Do you want to describe what it looks like, too, Jeremiah?
It looks like a little vial, if I remember correctly, right? It's a little vial. It has a little piece of bone in it. And he also filled it with holy water as well. So it's kind of just submerged.
Is this something that Jeremiah has been open about, and that the pack would know,
No.
what this is or
No.
anything? So it's a piece of jewelry that we have never seen you without, but you have not explained it.
I imagine it's
Correct.
always
Correct.
tucked
Yes.
into Jeremiah's outfit, so you wouldn't have seen it because it's being worn against the skin underneath his outfit.
Right, but
Yes.
periodically even Jeremiah changes.
Yeah,
and if
but
it's visible at that
I don't know if
point.
you guys are paying that much attention.
Fair
Right.
enough.
And also
Probably not.
whenever he changes, he's very in the shadows.
Yeah.
So-
And very furry, so I imagine sometimes the necklace kind of gets buried
Yeah.
in the
Right,
fur.
right, and the big white fur.
You can't see me.
If you want to see if you can feel something from it, let's do perception and occult.
Okay, perception and occult. I can do that.
Oh, how exciting.
Hi.
My.
Whatever will happen
Edward's
next?
spooky.
What am I looking for?
Sixes.
That
Oh,
is
shit.
four.
Nice.
Four
Nailed
successes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4.
crap. It definitely emanates power. It seems to be, you get the sense of protection off of it, that it's not a maliciousness coming off of it, but there's something that you just kind of get the idea that it's supposed to be protecting and almost healing, even though it seems to also be burning Jeremiah if he tries to remove it.
Is there any resistance if I have it in my hand, for me to move it?
It just feels like you shouldn't touch it.
Okay.
There's you get this
So
weird,
as I reach
you
out-
get this weird sense like it's not meant for you,
Gotcha.
and
Like
to
crossing
touch
the
it would be
streams.
like a violation, and it's not something that is meant for anybody else to handle.
Okay. I can feel the power from your necklace. It is very protective and does not wish anyone else to touch it. Will you tell me any more about it?
I don't know much more about it. It's the only thing I have as far as I can remember from whoever my parents were. That's all I know. I've had it since I was a small child. It's the only thing I have.
Do you know where the bone came from?
No.
Does it glow or in any way look different than a bone in water in a vial?
No, no, it looks like a piece of bone in a vial of water.
Is it like a full bone or is it like a sliver?
It's a sliver. It's only a piece.
Okay. So it began to burn on your chest and you woke up in this form and have been unable to change.
Yes.
But you have no vision or no understanding about what it may be trying to tell you?
No. It's burned before, but this has never happened.
What has happened when it burned before?
Nothing.
What was happening?
Well,
Perhaps
it burned
it's
in
some
the
sort of a
cairn.
Warning or some sort of a
It just happened in the cairn.
So in the presence of great power and spirit? Any other times?
No. That was it. And then this very inconvenient time.
Trying to think if I want to give Jeremiah a role, because you did mention something particularly interesting, but I'm just going to say, if you really stop and think about it, the moment that it started burning was the first time that you all came together as a pack.
Perfect. I think the exact moment that it started burning was when we all established that we were now a pack.
Was it uncomfortable burning, or more of a my purpose is, more of a warning, more pain?
It didn't feel like a
More
warning,
warm?
no.
So it was painful?
Not
Or-
particularly, no.
So it just warmed?
Yes.
And it happened again last night after we all came together as a pack to go to the bar.
Yes. But I mean, if getting together as a pack makes this happen to me, I don't know. Don't know, y'all.
Forgive me, but this is your natural form?
As some would put it.
The anger on that woman's real.
Is there anything that you have felt moved to do?
That's a good question.
I will let that question be pondered, and we're going to go back over to Chen's shop, where you are still rambling at Danny when there is a knock at the back door.
Hold that thought, Danny. I'm going to go get that. He hasn't said anything. The back door, he said?
Yeah, there's like the front entrance, and there's an entrance leading back towards the alleyway.
Right. Okay. Is there a back window?
Yeah.
Okay. I peer out there first.
It's your good friend, George Briggs, the mortician.
Yeah!
Mr. Spooky. Great.
Living!
He is probably my favorite NPC we've had in a while. Okay.
Besides peeing Peter.
Mr. Briggs.
Yes.
Lovely to see you. Come on in. Come on in.
Where is the customer?
Do you have to refer to him like that? The son of a bitch is right here.
And he goes over and kind of lifts the sheet a little and just expects, and he's, saw him around town. I thought he seems rather pleasant. Although I didn't require any barbed wire for my establishment.
What, you don't have them all breaking out or nothing? Please don't answer that.
No.
I'm gonna just shoot a glance over at Danny like, I'm not the only one who finds this guy weird, right?
Do we have any information, family, kin, form of payment?
I'll probably cover the payment. No family or kin I know of.
Church service or straight to Boot Hill?
Oh, straight to Boot Hill.
Direct, I like that.
Shittiest spot you can find. I want coyotes to get this guy's leg.
That costs extra.
Really? I can't believe that's happened enough for you to have set a price for that. Capitalism at its finest.
We
All right.
are in Razor Ridge.
I forgot it's the worst town in America. All right, yeah, sure, I'll pay extra for coyote eating leg services. Which, mind you, I gotta be honest, I'm not gonna haggle with you on this one. Just get him out of here.
May I take him now?
Yes. Do you need help with the body?
No.
Nope. Okay.
And he goes over, and he's way more nimble than seems reasonable,
Oh.
almost like creepily so. And you can kind of see like his shoulder blades like poking out under his top because he's like bony as fuck.
I am giving the "do you see this" hands as hard as I can.
And he wrestles Preston up and out the door into his wagon, which is a very nice word for the wheelbarrow.
Yes. Good riddance.
Please feel free to drop by the shop with payment anytime.
You'll get your payment in the next 48 hours. 24, all right? Fine, geesh.
I'll start preparations.
Great, you do that.
And he kind of looks at you like he's sizing you up and kind of getting a sense of like,
I'm going to close the door on him.
and you just hear
He's
the
measuring you with his eyes, but not in a good way.
No!
and you just hear the creak of the wheelbarrow as he's rolling it across the dirt. And he always takes them along the back way if he can to the shop so that, you know, he doesn't have to disturb the people in the main drag of town.
All right, so the camera cuts to outside, you hear them squeak, and the door's closed, and you just kind of hear some rustling, and then I'm going to go through your kitchen, find some salt, go out, just kind of toss it around a little.
Oh, what would make that even funnier is if literally everyone else was like, what, he's like a normal guy. Why are you so freaked out?
Charlie, you're just because he wears black. I mean,
I need an Edward Spooky t-shirt.
Well, I'm sure that sometimes
I want
what
fan art.
Jeremiah is doing is walking, it's the morning preacher, and he, you know, probably just waves as you go by.
He just looks at Jeremiah and is like, 6 foot mahogany with a cherry shine.
The one with the big cross on the top. But who will perform the service for the preacher?
Danny, we're going to need a young priest and an old priest after that.
Unfortunately, there's only one priest in town.
Yes.
And he's currently very fuzzy and
Yes.
under a blanket.
Yeah, I think sermons might be a little awkward in this current predicament.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So,
Thankfully, I think it's only like Monday or Tuesday, right?
There you go.
So, I think.
it's Monday. In fact, in game time, tonight is a full moon.
Oh,
Oh, good.
good for you.
Just FYI. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually a time where there's generally a little bit more oomph going on.
Yeah.
But, alright.
Good time for bats.
So, what do you do now that you've had this lovely visit from the mortician?
All right.
Do-do-do,
So the body's gone.
do-do-do-do.
Did you take his chest?
Yeah, it's also in fine medicine and tailoring.
All right. I'm going to pop the sucker open and check what Charlie refers to as the nudie mag section. You know, the line where you hide stuff.
Nothing in it.
Mm.
It seems like everything in there was very minimal. It was whatever he needed to travel.
No change of clothes.
Well, no, he had change of clothes, but it was something where it's, you know, he's washing his own apparel as he moves along. He's a traveling salesman. He can't afford to travel with, like, too much stuff. And it's
In theory.
It's a decent-sized trunk. There's probably a couple of changes of clothes in there. And obviously his barbed wire samples.
I'm going to take that barbed wire out again.
Okay.
And it doesn't burn me or anything when I touch it, right?
In fact, and this is historically accurate,
Ooh la la.
there was, let me find the exact thing here, actually, I have it written down. So, November 24th, and in game time we're in November 23rd, barbed wire was trademarked. So barbed wire is actually a very new invention. There would have been other forms of like razor wire, but true barbed wire would have been a very interesting novelty coming to this town. You wouldn't have seen anything quite like it before. There would have been other stuff that was similar, but not quite this style or quality.
All right. I'm gonna poke my finger on one of the sharp, pointy bits.
It's sharp and pointy
Yes.
and a bit.
Well, it's not silver.
Much like Edward's spooky shoulder blades.
Those may LaCroix come out of noise.
That was almost
noise.
a spit take.
All right. Weird guy shows up in town, selling pointy stuff. I don't know what the point of this is. It's never going to catch on. Burns down a kinfolk barn.
Are you
And
just thinking out loud, or are you speaking
I'm
to somebody?
talking to Danny, but I'm mostly thinking out loud.
Yeah, Danny is used to him just rambling and is probably not paying a lot of attention. Kind of wondering, like, okay, when can we leave?
He is like 17 or something, so that's a perfectly normal response. Where was I? Comes into town, burns down a barn, and he didn't fuck with you, right?
He came to the house, tried to sell me some barbed wire. I didn't let him in the door.
Good boy. I just can't figure out what the hell this guy's deal is. Danny, you any good at Latin? Take that as a no. All right. I close the trunk, and I guess I'm just going to wait for them.
You're going to wait there?
Yeah, you're right. I got the ADD too bad. I'm not going to wait.
So to say, you're like, I'm going to wait here. 5 minutes later,
I'm out. I'm bored.
They're never coming back. They've abandoned me. They might be
Picked up
dead.
everything in Chen's shop and put it back down.
That totally happened.
Literally like a dog, no object permanence. Where did they go? They're gone forever.
Hey, Charlie got really good at object permanence around his teenage years. So
And he's like, can I go back to the house?
go home, keep the doors locked, keep the gun loaded.
Yeah, I always do that.
I know. I'm going to go check in on the Sigrun's folks. And I'm just going to mosey my way over there and try not to... and pray to God, what's her name doesn't chase me with a frying pan or something.
Right?
Mabel?
Yeah. Merriweather.
Meriwether.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's-
Why do I think Mabel?
We don't have to do much Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you probably move a little more quickly past Annette.
Hand up, can't see me, can't see me, can't see me.
She's probably still stomping around. She's probably upstairs trying to clean out the damn room. And you get over to the Magnuson homestead to find everyone there, including Jeremiah, who currently is, well, you know.
He hears the door open and immediately collapses back under the blanket with the nose sticking out.
You don't have to hide. Everyone in here has been a wolf at some point.
Werewolf. Jeremiah, what exactly are you doing?
Would it make you feel more comfortable if we assumed similar forms?
Well,
That way you would not feel so alone or out of place.
that just sounds like a bunch of abominations in one room, but I mean, maybe.
Oh my God, I'm so doing it now.
So I'm gonna change. I'm
Right.
gonna change to Krinos form.
I'm burning a rage to shift.
Do it.
All right, fine.
Dude, Krinos. Dude. Can you imagine like 4 Krinos?
We are like shoulder to
I
shoulder in
can.
this room. This might have been a bad idea.
Sigrun's probably going to try, but overdo it and just go straight back to lupus.
Of course she is.
Oops. Close enough.
Okay, so
Primal Urge and what is it?
It is Primal Urge and Stamina.
And stamina. Oh yeah.
Stamina.
Yeah, this thing. I forgot. I'm not very good at this. No, that was a success. I have to re-roll
Yeah,
it.
but you got this. You chose that this was your
No,
system for
I know.
rolling dice.
I am perfectly fine with it.
Oh, well, that
Especially
one's
when it
That's
results
better.
in 4 successes, so I can
That
get
gets
there
you where
no
you want
problem.
Yeah. For For once, it just seems to come easily.
Cool.
So now there are 3 Krynos werewolves and a regular wolf just hanging out in a homestead, which sounds like the beginning of a joke, but there is no punchline.
The punchline is fleas for everyone. So I'm going to lift up the blanket a little bit. So, why are we all in Krynos form?
I'm stuck like this.
What do you mean you're stuck?
I can't change.
Charlie?
What?
Have some courtesy. Have some
Okay.
tact.
Oh. Have some tact. Fine, I'll have some tact. Okay, so...
He'll come out from under the blanket now.
Okay.
All right. Well, this does make no sense. Full moon.
No.
You're not even full moon.
No,
We were
not
getting
that I've
somewhere.
ever been aware of.
Jeremiah's necklace seems to play into it at some point. And he was about to tell
that's
us
it?
whether there was something he felt compelled to do.
The only thing I feel compelled to do is find you guys.
Aww.
Krynos pile.
Oh, God. This is worse than the time you guys wanted to roll to hug each other.
Don't tempt us. We'll roll the hug again.
Yes.
In Krynos form this time.
Except for you.
Except for
over
me.
there, overachiever.
I can hug.
Please don't cry.
All right, so... Well...
You said that this pendant was the only thing that you had from your childhood.
Yes.
I do not wish to bring up bad memories, but is there anything else surrounding that time that may be important? Or maybe that this might be a relic or warning or information regarding that? Do you know that this came from family?
Yes, it was given to me by my parents.
Were your parents the same tribe?
Yes. As far as I know, I don't know much about that.
Mind if I get a little close and give that a look over?
Yes.
All right, so...
It's occult in perception.
Okay, can I borrow dice, please? Because I realized while I was running late, I forgot my dice bag.
Good jorb.
I am
Dude, I am-
doing great today. How are you guys?
I'm just as much the same.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I
Thanks,
don't
buddy.
have dice
Yeah.
today.
I got a bunch of dice.
All right.
Okay, never mind.
5 will
I
do.
dig them out for no reason. You can use whatever ones you want.
Thank you.
Which ones feel more powerful?
Obviously, Max.
They're both shiny, so.
I'm actually pretty good at this one. What am I looking for?
7s.
1 success.
1 success?
Yeah, but you got a 1, 2.
It feels like you should not touch it.
Okay. So, every fiber of my being is going, don't touch it. And for once, I'm going to listen to that. Now, let's see. Both your parents were werewolves, and you didn't so much join your tribe as fell into it seems like.
Well, that would be very true.
You been feeling angry lately?
Well, you know, I try not to hold on to those sins, but
Well, you just answered the question.
pretty much always.
Okay. Well, we could go hunt.
Mac, does...
Oh.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't mean to interrupt.
What? No, we can go hunt. Like, listen, he was stuck like this. He's probably stuck like this for a reason. You don't just end up stuck in your Krynos form unless you got a cursed amulet or need to do something important. I say we go hunt.
Or chase more ducks, as is said in chat. Jeremiah needs to chase more ducks.
I feel like I'm missing something here, but I like it anyway.
Has Jeremiah
What did
ever
Coyote
been hunting?
teach?
Oh, right. Quack. Quack, quack.
Does Chen know any stories or lore or knowledge about werewolves who were stuck in a form and what that might mean or entail? I feel like that's something that he might have studied if there was information available about that thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not something you would have really heard many stories about. It's not a common issue
Okay.
or something that's widely reported. I don't think many are going to be like, yeah, this one time, dude, I totally got stuck in Krinos form. And this one
And it
time,
took the
banged
power
me.
of friendship to pull me out.
Friendship is magic. Well, I think the hunting idea is as good as any.
Like a barbarian.
Like a werewolf.
Exactly.
What do we hunt? What is that?
I'm gonna lift up your blanket again. I'm giving you the most, like, how am I better at something than you look? Judging. This is my judging werewolf face.
Yeah, I can tell.
Alright, come on. Stretch it out, stretch it out. We gotta go find something big and we gotta go kill it.
Yes.
Preferably with our teeth. Maybe our claws. Claws and teeth, my preference.
Yes.
He's just gonna have like a horrified look on his face. His ears are gonna like.
Is
Sigrun's tail is basically wagging right now, and she's doing that, like, have you ever seen that Shiba meme where it's dancing?
Yeah.
It's just like, yes, we're gonna go hunt, yes. I can teach you things about hunting. I am so excited.
is there Jeremiah? You have a sense of things that are not natural, of the worm, things that are worth hunting. Can you pick a scent? Can you pick up a scent for us? Perhaps we need to fulfill some of our obligation.
Well, I've never done that on purpose before, so I suppose I can try. My goodness, this is so crazy.
Perhaps it will help you regain your ability to change.
Well, I'll do anything to do that. So, I believe that Mac is picking dice for me right now.
Well, I'm just playing to the tenor of the conversation right now.
So, must I roll for that?
What are you doing?
He wants me to try to sniff out some worms somewhere.
Primal urge and perception.
Excellent. May I borrow dice?
Well, you can borrow his.
You
'cause
can borrow the dice I
otherwise-
was borrowing. Shared dice pool. Dice communism on this side of the table.
Perception is 3.
Comrade Stu would be very
Primal urge
proud.
is 1. Right. Oh, well, I'm going to do that again. That was terrible.
It was better than this roll.
None. No
None.
successes. So that's
All
like,
right.
oops.
So, well, you didn't have any successes.
Nope.
Here's. Roll me primal urge and perception again.
Oh no!
Did you botch?
That's a super botch.
You botched.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey! Alright, everyone listening at home and watching, we get to find out what happens when you botch in Werewolf the Wild West, which I don't think we have done yet.
Actually,
I've
we
botched.
did. He botched.
Oh.
I
You get to find out when someone competent botches.
ooh!
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Was that the time you threw up?
I think so.
Yeah, because you started barfing because you tried so hard to change and you started barfing. Oh, botch.
We have such sights to show you.
All of a sudden, Peeing Peter shows up.
No.
Let's see. The necklace around your neck burns. Like before, it had been sort of just a nudging sort of burn, but this is a stronger flare than you've gotten before. So much so that you actually are a little bruised from it.
Oh,
So
no.
mark down that you are bruised.
Oh.
And you get the sense that it is disappointed in you. Because the problem standing in the way is yourself. And you get the feeling you need to try again.
Okay. I can't smell it, but this thing around my neck just whooped me.
Okay. All right.
Let me try
Very
again.
confirmed.
Let me just try again. Let me try again.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Charlie fucking knew it. Who fucking knew it? Charlie did. Yeah, that's right.
I just like keep imagining that I keep failing and then he dies.
Oh no.
Like I fail that many times.
I can do it!
Dead.
So bad at being a werewolf, you died.
Jeremiah, you have help dice.
Oh, yeah. I'll use a set of these.
I also drew what I imagine Ed Spooky looking like.
I like that he's got really gapped teeth.
Yeah.
Like tombstones, like crooked tombstones?
Yes, right. R.I.P. on one of them. He had it engraved.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Actually, 3 different teeth. R.I.P.
Nice.
Oh
Is he an orc? What?
I love Edward Spooky.
This is your guys' fault.
let's while you roll, let's see if we can get that up in the Mac cam.
Ooh, I like how you spelled his name too.
Oh, yeah. It can't just be
no.
spooky with a Y.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I'll
podcast,
put that on- I'll put that on Twitter.
listeners, you're not missing anything because we couldn't show that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Podcast listeners, just
Whoa,
check my
those
Twitter.
are 9s, right?
Wow, those are 6s.
Oh, no, those are
3
6s.
6s, a 7, a 9, and a 4.
Okay, so yeah, you've got 3 successes. It sounds like, 'cause it's 6s were your target.
Oh, then 5
then, like
successes.
5 successes.
Okay, then you've got a million successes. You finally. It's kind of a shock to your system, but you begrudgingly lean into it, and you pick up the scent of something out in the desert.
There's something in the desert.
Yeah, there's lots of things in the desert. Let's go kill it.
All right, Jeremiah's going to feel the urge to go to it.
Okay.
So he is going to exit and start leading the way.
Okay. So you go out into the desert and get out pretty far to the point where the homestead is a ways away. It's a lot of brushes, some low-lying rocks. Everybody give me an alertness and perception roll. Difficulty 6s.
Alertness and perception roll. Da, 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 da.
Oh, wait, that's 4 dice, not 3. That is 2 successes.
Okay.
What are we looking for?
6s.
Okay.
3 successes. I'm sorry, 2 successes.
Okay. You've got a lot of perception and alertness.
1
Okay.
success.
Come on, Sigrid.
1 success because I got 2 ones. Damn it.
Wink wonk.
Are you
Well, none of
guys
us
sure
failed.
this is the course of action you want tonight?
Yes.
You all feel something rumbling under the ground, and you feel it pass under you and head up ahead of you towards where there's an outcropping of rocks.
Okay then. Crack neck. All right. It's go time.
Sharp its claws. Oh, wait. I have a thing. Razor claws. I'm going to use that
Okay.
because I can sharpen the crap out of them.
Okay. Do you know how to do it?
No!
Really wish I got drunk before we got here.
I'm drinking a lot less. Hold on a second here. I'm pulling up your thing.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't write that thing down on a cheat sheet. I should have.
Let's see.
I fight better when I'm drunk.
Razor claws. System player spends a rage point while the werewolf takes a turn to scratch his talons over a stone or similarly hard surface. His successive claw attacks then do an additional die of damage for the remainder of the scene. So you have to spend a rage point and then basically like on a rock.
Yep. Can do that.
All right. Well, you do that. That has been done now.
Nice.
Yay!
And we're all in Krynos form right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun fight.
And you guys hear a skittering sound as a couple of wiry legs poke over the top of the rocks ahead of you.
Oh!
And out crawls the most ugly fucking giant spider you have ever seen in your lives, with the pincers that are in clack clack and kind of dripping a little bit. And I think that everybody should probably roll for initiative,
Hell yeah!
Hey!
which is wits plus alertness. So as a reminder, what you do is you add up all of the total of your dots and roll 1d10 and add to that.
That was good.
Do what now? I was writing a thing.
So roll a
I got a
d10
10.
and add the number of dots that you have in
In
total?
wits
Yes.
and alertness.
Wits and alertness. Okay, that was the alertness part was what I missed.
Okay.
It was a 6, right? 6, right?
Yeah.
12. I have 12.
Okay.
10.
10 as well.
Hold on a second. Okay, so for that we kind of need a tiebreaker. So for that, who has the highest wits level?
I have
3.
2.
2? Alright, so you're down a peg, but you both have 3. Who
Yes.
has the most modifiers? So wits
say modifier.
plus...
Wits plus alertness?
Yeah.
My total is 4.
6.
Alright. And let me find out when it's going. I'm sure you guys are really excited about that.
I am.
Let's see.
Da, 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 da. None of my gifts are any good here.
Alright, you're lucky because it's going to go less.
How do I use that one? More things to look up.
Neither am I, so you're in good company.
Alright. Jeremiah, you are up first, which seems good because you were leading the charge.
Wow.
We believe in you. You can do it.
And don't forget that one of you will always have the Fenris totem with them, so you can trade off who has it, and it gives you, while you are holding it actively, a +1 to a physical stat of your choice.
Well, this is an interesting conundrum because, of course,
I
I
think
feel like
that-
Jeremiah.
I feel
Needs
like
it.
also with everything going on, what you're pulling from, that maybe you feel a little extra something because you've allowed yourself to lean in a little bit.
Okay.
Mark.
Work.
Mark. So I guess I will run forward to try to bite it then.
Okay.
So I believe that has to be like clamp. Is it vampire
It's
rules?
not vampire.
Okay.
So
Not vampire
you're gonna
rules.
want to do. I'm gonna say that is a strength and brawl
All right.
because you're trying to.
I will. So I will
Right.
take Fenris to add a point to strength. that how
Actually,
that
wait.
works?
Attack is actually Dex plus brawl.
Oh darn. All right. Well,
Sorry,
not darn.
I wrote everything down for a reason.
We also have
attacks-
little sheets on our sheets.
Yeah, but I don't expect anybody to actually use it. What do you mean trying to connect? Internet, I need you. I'm taking notes.
These maneuvers do aggravated damage.
So can I add that point to Dex then?
Yes, you can.
And that maxes out my Dex. So does that do anything extra?
No, because it's a temporary
Okay.
point.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Here we go. Giant spider creature. And what am I looking for?
6s?
So, 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so like vampire though, now you get to roll for damage.
Okay.
So it's the strength plus like anything that you have that's a modifier. I think I'm trying to remember. You don't add. Do you add brawl again? I don't think so.
You add the successes, I believe, right?
Yeah, and then I think it's just strength on top of that.
The additional successes. So I had 3, so I had 2.
2. Yeah. Sorry, the internet just dumped
And are you
on
doing
me.
a bite, you said?
Yeah.
According to this chart, a bite is also +1. So it says strength +1. So I think it's strength dice.
Yeah, 'cause you
plus
also have-
successes +1.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's
right.
any overages, so it's
Okay.
anything that modifies it. And yeah, you guys are in Krenos form, so you definitely get pluses. Actually, Krenos is strength +4.
Oh, right.
Oh.
That too.
So it's a
forgot about
lot.
that form
Krenos
as well.
is badass. Oh, the internet just went out on me.
Oh, no!
I need that. That's where all my sheets are.
So it's strength +4 plus the 2 extra successes then?
+1, yes.
+1 after that, too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so strength.
Yeah, it's like everything.
Plus
so
And
you
more.
you're gonna one shot this.
I need 2 more dice.
I love Werewolf!
Yeah, Krenos is badass.
And 6s again.
Yeah.
It's called Warform.
Yeah. Fuck him up, Jeremiah.
Take your pendant back.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1. No, 2. Only 2. Because I got 2 1s.
2. Okay.
Oh,
Let
yeah.
me see if it soaks anything.
I am not rolling well tonight.
Is that damage or to hit?
That
Damage.
was damage.
Do ones count against?
Oh.
No. It's just add up all the successes.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Oh.
about one.
So then it was 4.
Oh,
4?
sick!
Okay.
4 plus 1 because it's a bite.
Mm-hmm.
So 5.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
So 5.
Definitely lay a hit on that bad boy. I'm gonna have to switch to a notepad because the internet is fucked up. Hold on a second here, guys.
Internet, no. Don't do this.
Why, Internet? You've always been my friend.
Sorry, guys. It's just
No worries.
dumped on me. So,
Technical difficulties.
yeah.
They happen.
I just want to call out that chat was right on that with us and letting us know that ones don't count on damage. So
I remember that from
everyone's
Thank you, chat.
Vampire.
Thank
Yeah.
you, chat.
And Stork is calling you out, saying +1. Good job for remembering.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stork.
Let's see, I'm just copying some stuff over since the internet has decided to be the literal worst.
I need a shirt with that Ed Spooky on it.
Super
Internet. I put it out into the internet. Maybe the internet will
Maybe the
deliver.
internet will provide. Maybe the internet will provide.
All right. You
So, are you saying that we're fighting a giant spider and the web has failed you?
get out.
Good night, everyone.
No.
I'm trying still to reconnect and do this the way I want to. Oh, it's back. It's back. Okay.
Hello, back.
Sorry,
Yay.
that's crazy. No, stop asking me if I want to run diagnostics. Nah, I crashed again.
Derp.
No.
You did some damage to it, though.
Yay.
And, while probably disgusting... Well, probably disgusting to Jeremiah in some way, in other ways, kind of also satisfying.
All right.
So, Jesus Christ. Sigrun,
Yes.
you guys are gonna, it's not even gonna get to do anything. You guys are just gonna be like, "Burp."
I'm gonna claw its dumb face off. Or at least try to.
Okay.
Okay, so claw. Dex plus brawl is... Plus Brawl. Okay. And I have 4 in Brawl, so I took a specialty called Scrappin'.
Okay.
It's fun.
That is 110% acceptable right now. So you're gonna like rear back on hind legs then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is the plan. Okay. And
Thank God it's still displaying all of my notes.
That's a good thing.
woo! I got okay,
like
that
a lot.
cancels out 4 successes.
Okay. Now you can roll your damage.
And damage for claw is strength plus 2. So that's 2 dice, or is that two successes
Where does it say?
on here?
On our little,
Jesus
on this
Christ.
I
little,
forget
This
what
thing
we
is
just
still-
did for bite
chart.
plus 1.
Okay, yeah, this thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
still just eating shit right now. Strength plus 2. I'm gonna say that's I'm gonna say that lowers your difficulty to 4. I don't think it's plus 2 dice. I think it's
Oh,
to
okay.
help with your difficulty.
Gotcha. Okay. So in lupus form, my strength goes up 1, so that means I have 4.
Yeah, this thing's gonna be toast so fast.
And I get an extra 1 for my razor claws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Slashy, slashy.
Slashy, slashy.
And I need 4 successes.
Okay.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Let's see if it soaks anything.
I'm so bummed out on the
Alright,
last one to go.
So you go and you slash it, and like you can tell that it's really damaged one of the legs, and it's starting to buckle underneath it as it continues on the rest of its 7 legs over the rock towards you guys, still kind of clamping with its big mandibles of doom.
Arr.
It's amazing how much the internet crashing throws me off. That's the one problem with being a laptop GM is like the internet crashes. I'm like, no, everything's on Google Sheets so I can access it all the time.
Oh no.
This is why I'm that nerd who puts everything from Google Sheets onto a book.
Yeah, well, I am dumb, as we have established many times. Chen.
I want to run up some rocks next to it and jump on top
Okay.
and claw at it.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
I
and
have
it's
a
thorax.
gift called Balance, which
Ooh.
means that I don't need to roll or anything if I am on like
Okay.
tricky surfaces.
So
or
you're more
thin-
sure-footed. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. Because I was going to make the difficulty harder for you. So
I thought so. That's why I was.
That was a good
that's why I
idea,
was saying
dude.
it. Yeah.
Good idea.
So yeah, he just scrambles up to the top, jumps on top, and just starts clawing into the whole thing.
Okay.
So that's Dex and
and-
Brawl.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a brawl roll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing about fighting in this game is like it's. What do you roll? Dex plus brawl. What for this? Dex plus brawl.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a gun. Dex plus firearm. Claws. Dex plus brawl.
Crossbow?
There's all the more good reasons, though, to explain the action of what you're doing because it adds a little flavor to an otherwise flavorless set of rules.
1, 2, 3. Claw is so 3 successes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage, which is
Which
going to
will
be
be-
your strength plus any mods you have and the overages.
Okay, that's 7 dice plus another claw is 2 dice. So
thing
just
is
take
just like-
those.
Oh, I didn't roll the overages.
9 dice.
Yeah, it's like vampire.
Oh, we roll the overages. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
plus,
well,
plus,
basically-
so plus 2
Yeah,
because
well, here, just to give you guys the point of reference and what helps me remember, when you're doing it, basically you need 1 success to hit. Anything that you roll above that 1 success
Is
counts
adding to-
towards your damage roll because you're doing more than you needed to
Gotcha.
hit it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's how I remember, because we had problems with that in Vampire consistently. And I do listen when you talk, Stu.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh wait, ones don't count for damage.
No, they
Yeah.
So
don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes.
5? Let's see if
Or
it
5 damage.
soaks anything. This is a giant, icky spider that doesn't have a lot of super magic going on for it. You said how many?
5.
You guys are rolling really bad. Next time it will
Take
be
that,
harder.
thorax.
Yay. Okay.
All right, Charlie. And
All
this
right.
thing is hurting really bad because
Awesome.
normally, like to humans, this would be a really bad motherfucker. But to you guys, it's just like, it's a slightly larger spider.
It's a Tuesday.
We're warriors.
It's a tarantula.
We're warriors from God. Like, okay. So just to reiterate, Shen is on its back, correct?
Yes.
Where's Sigrund?
On the side of it, just
All
giving
right.
the business to one of the legs.
And where are you, Jeremiah?
I bit it somewhere. I'm not sure where. I might have bit it in its dumb neck.
I think you might have gone for like, I don't know how much of a neck it has, but definitely where the head
It's got no
connects
neck.
to the
Yeah,
upper
where
thorax
the
area.
head connects to the upper thorax.
The head
Where
connects
one
to
might
the-
assume
I
a
don't remember
jugular
what
would
that
be.
area is called because the thorax is usually the bottom half.
Yeah.
But I think spiders are just 2 pieces as opposed to ants that are like 3. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I guess it's
there's
just
no-
head to thorax.
I wouldn't know.
Insect nerds in
Head
the chat
to
room, tell us
booty.
what the spider's name
Or
is
someone
called.
who wants to look that up real quick on Wikipedia, we would greatly
I
appreciate it.
can't because the internet's down.
Head, thorax, and abdomen, I know, are the 3 sections, but I don't know what spiders are. I think they're just like thorax and abdomen, but then they've got sort of a
They're made of
mandible thingy,
asshole
or-
bits. I hate spiders.
I don't like him either. Okay, so seeing as we got one from the front, one from the side, one from the top, I'm going to go around to the other side.
You're gonna bite its ass.
I'm going to claw it open.
Okay.
Doing
Are you
Which
gonna
is
try
so
and, like,
gross!
You're gonna try and like claw it from the bottom,
Claw
or
it
are you
from
clawing
the
it
bottom
from the
out
top?
here.
I'm going to basically...
You're gonna try and rip it from its butthole.
Yes! I'm going to rip its ass asunder.
You're gonna
That should be
tear it
in the
up
fan
alive.
fiction. I demand that to be in the fan fiction.
Okay, let's roll for that.
You hate this.
So roll dex plus ass asunder.
Well, I do have 5 dots in that.
That's for Razor Ridge, Werewolf the Wild West.
Are you
Nice.
are you sneaking around behind it? Is this a silk stocking?
You were so proud of that one.
I
You're so
am.
proud of that
I
one.
am. I'm
Okay.
really happy
You were
with
like burning with needing to say that.
that. Yes, I was.
All right, I'm going to be clawing at it. I'm going to be clawing at its rear. At its rear.
Yeah, I get what's happening. Just go ahead and just kill
Just
the monster
roar and stop
and be
talking.
done with it, please.
Oh
1,
my
2,
yes.
3, 4. And my brawl specialty does not qualify here. Drunken fun?
No, because you are sober.
Wait. Ass asunder? That's not fucking fun?
Ass asunder isn't a specialty.
It should be. All
It
right.
is now.
If you would like to, after the session, change it from drunken brawl to ass asunder, I will let you do it, but not at this current time.
That's only available on Razor Ridge nights. All right, so let's see. I
Join
got
us later for Razor Ridge After Dark.
so 7. I got 3 above success. So I'm rolling 10 plus, and I'm
I
clawing.
don't even
so
know why
12.
I'm going to bother rolling its stamina. It's
I need to
rolling
borrow some
real
dice.
shitty
How many
tonight,
dice?
guys.
2, 4, 6, 8. I need to borrow 4 dice.
Oh, you need to borrow. Okay, I was like 8 dice. Wow.
It's rolling real shitty, you
Color coded.
guys.
That's
It's not
4.
okay. You failed me, monster.
Is it nearly dead?
Very nearly dead.
And really most
Sincerely dead. Okay, so we are looking for 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I counted 7. Did I count that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7.
7.
Seven.
All right,
Correct.
7.
Okay, even with its soak, there is no way that it can handle that much damage. So, you presumably grab it by its spider hiney and just the claws sink in and rip open the
This is the
spider,
grossest session.
and you are splattered. Your fur is matted with spider ichor.
I should be mad, but I'm just...
And the
Do I get my rage back, by the way?
Sure. God damn it.
I like to imagine that Ed Spooky is around a corner going,
Like, this is stuff he dreams about at night.
yeah.
All of my dreams are coming true, and I will be tuning in later for Razor Ridge. Nice.
Patreon backers only. It costs extra.
Writing fanfiction
Yeah.
at home.
But this thing drops dead. It is like you could kind of tell that it was a giant spider at one point, but it is so messed up now. And Jeremiah, with that and being so in the moment, how did you feel about that?
Well, he's going to pull away from the spider and go, tap, tap, tap.
After you spit out all of the spider bits and ichor from your mouth.
He's going to feel accomplished, I think. I think he's going to feel like he accomplished something there.
Did that not feel good? Do you not feel alive?
Yes. This is monotone. Yes.
And Charlie's
I
just
am
gonna
so excited.
he's gonna barrel over and bear hug you.
Sigrun just like bites one of the legs and rips it off, and then doesn't like victory donuts around Jeremiah.
That was incredible! Oh my god!
It's just like, yes!
Shen, the way you just got on top of that thing, rode like a fucking bronco. Holy! Ah, that was great. Woo!
And you're covered with like
Oh, I'm
spider
disgusting.
butt.
You're in a bear hug, and it's the
And now
nastiest.
I'm covered in spider butt.
Everybody's covered in spider butt, which is a sentence I had to say. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
But Jeremiah, with this and feeling more connected and more comfortable as you naturally are, it feels like the necklace is relinquishing its grip, and that you have, in accepting yourself, finally earned some of what it can do, because it only wanted to help with somebody who was worthy, and it's felt like a protecting force. There's been a reason you've been carrying it, and just in the back of your mind, you've always felt kind of protected by it. But the problem was that you were so intent on attacking yourself that the necklace started locking up when you started to feel that you were finally happy and more complacent with stuff. It caused such a deep mental rift that it started to push back, and you finally have access to the magical fetish that you have been carrying this entire time.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
So for those in the chat that do not know,
Character points unlocked.
a fetish in this game is not about whips and chains, though I suppose it could be. A fetish is a particular powerful magical item that a guru has that has a spirit bonded to it. And with this particular one, it gives you a chance at extra protection. You have to roll Gnosis to be able to use it. But if you successfully activate it, you get an extra soak die against all attacks, including silver for a scene.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Jeremiah's indestructible.
So, can you shift again?
That's a good question.
You want to try?
Yeah, I guess he'll try.
Oh,
What is the roll for that again? It is
So,
Stamina and primal urge.
yep.
Primal urge and stamina.
And
Sorry,
you are
not
getting
trying
back
to
to...
GM.
Yes, you are.
No.
Trying to get back to Hamid, so it's going to be difficulty of 6.
stamina and price. That's only 2 dice.
Well, you can always spend a rage to just go immediately to any.
Well, here's another thing as well. You can use the Fenris totem power and put that into stamina to give you another die.
Ooh.
I will do that.
A gift from your GM to you.
2.
Okay? And 2 is actually what you need to get back to Hamid form.
Awesome.
So finally, Jeremiah seems able to get back to Hamid form and is not wearing a stitch of clothing.
You're not wearing a stitch of clothing. You're in a bear hug by werewolf form Charlie, who's covered in bug goop. This is your nightmare.
Is the spider continuing to be corporeal, such as its remains? Like, is it changing back into, is it changing into ectoplasm or disappearing or anything away?
It was not a spirit hunt, but all things are connected to Gaia, and sometimes Gaia also provides as needed. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a spirit hunt, but it needed to be something worthy, and it
Right.
needed to be something that you could all work together against.
Chen's concern is that it is not a natural thing, and it is probably close enough by town that if it's not discorporating or dissolving or something, we're going to need to bury it or hide it or do something.
Yeah, it's
so
a
that someone else
giant
doesn't
fucking
come across it.
spider body, and it is not going anywhere, but you can see little hairs on its body blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Before we celebrate too much, we must prevent the humans from seeing this.
Oh, sorry, Jeremiah. Finally let you go.
I am human again.
Yeah, you're back. I'm really glad that worked out. I was kind of just shooting blindly there.
That was super fun.
He's gonna pat him on his giant shoulder.
Yeah, you said it came up over like a crevasse, or
Yeah, it was over some rocks, and you can kind of see the burrow point when you go over there.
Okay.
You could jam it back in its spider hole, I suppose.
First, I'm going to check.
Because he already jammed it in its spider hole.
We go more into detail on that on Razor Ridge.
Oh my god.
I'm going to check the spider hole first to see if there. I was going to say the physical spider hole, but then that was not as bad. The one in the ground.
The one not torn asunder.
Yes.
Yet.
I'm going to check it and see if there is an egg pod or anything like that. So the last thing I want is to have a horde of these.
This is not aliens.
Okay. Then if there doesn't seem to be anything else odd in its lair, then yeah, let's stuff it in there and,
All right.
and pile rocks on top.
Okay.
Throw some big boulders and rocks, I think.
Spider Boot
with
Hill
us.
was born.
Yeah.
Spider Boot Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bigger fucking spider than any of you have ever seen before, but it does seem really interesting that it would show up at the time when something was needed and being looked for.
Gaia provides.
Gaia
You should
does
probably
indeed.
say thank you.
Yep. Gonna have to figure out how. Gotta need a good sacrifice. Think there's any rabbits around here?
Is it edible?
I already sacrificed one today.
I'll get one on the way home.
Hit the drive-through.
So since I'm still in Kronos form, and Shin, are you still in Kronos form?
Yeah.
We'll just take the time to, pop, plop, move the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have done that.
Yes. All right. Probably stop by your place first. Get this young man some pants.
Did we ever hash out what exactly? We didn't really ever hash out what exactly the clothing situation is for Chen. Is it just there was sort of a point of contention about single item or?
Well, it was just a point of had we established it, so had he spent time for the whole wardrobe.
Okay.
If you feel that he has spent adequate time to bind enough clothing items to him, okay.
Yeah, I think he would have on the journey. So I will
Switch to Hamid form and provide Jeremiah with my pants.
Okay.
Thank you. Pull on the pants.
This is why there's 2 tailors in town, to keep you guys provided in pants.
So the robes will preserve my modesty, but the pants will preserve Jeremiah's.
And I'll switch back to just so you know.
And you got pants, so.
Yeah, I'm half naked, but I got the right half covered, so. You're fine, honey.
I am fine either way. Sigrun has no modesty.
Absolutely none. All right, so I guess we head back to the Eric and Astrid's place.
Okay.
along the way, I would like to begin work on what I perceive to be a code
Okay.
here.
Right into the mic.
Okay.
I don't know if that would be enigmas and intelligence, or enigmas and perception,
It
or
would, I think, be enigmas and intelligence.
okay.
So you're going to have to roll. I'm trying to think if this is something that. Where would Chen come across code before that this might be? Just beyond just trying to figure it out from looking at it, do you feel Chen had any background with deciphering things like this?
Not deciphering things like this specifically, but I think that his education would be aware that there were such things as codes, and since this is clearly not English, which he does speak and write, that would be the next logical assumption, that this is some sort of code.
Okay.
Could I help at all?
If you guys want to both look, and I'll go ahead and let it be an assisted roll, it's going to be enigmas and intelligence, and I'm going to say it's a difficulty of 8.
All right.
Okay.
That's actually a really good roll for Charles.
How does
Surprising.
how does assisted work?
I'm gonna say
does
that
he
you
roll
guys-
and he does, or
You guys both roll, and then we'll see where you net out, and you can be kind of over his shoulder, helping him out with stuff.
And
you guys
taller.
are back. Are you guys back at the Magnuson?
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 successes.
Okay.
Now, I do the weekly word jumble, so
I also feel like you would have maybe read some more pulp type stories.
that's all Charlie.
Yeah, I feel like that you would have read some pulp
I'm gonna use my help a player.
stuff. Okay.
Those cancel. What was it again? 8s.
Yes.
So that's a success.
Okay, so you got 1 success. So you can, Chen, you definitely know that this is some sort of shifted code, and that
It's so hard because Nick goes, "Oh, that's probably a substitution code," but
yes, but Nick is not
yes,
here in
but
the
Chen
game right now.
is not Nick.
So you're not exactly sure where to start. But Charlie, surprisingly, you read about something in one of your pulp stories
I need
about
to name it.
ciphers, and this kind of looks familiar to you. And when you really start to look at it, it seems like every letter is kind of shifted 1. When you start to kind of try and figure out, just sort of starting and playing with it, seems like it's shifted by 1 letter in the alphabet. And as you guys are working on that, there's a knock at the door.
If it's Mr. Spooky, I'm not here.
I'll answer the door, wearing clothes.
The only game we have to address that.
Have you seen Charlie? I know that he spends time in your company.
I'm
Wait, is
slinking
this
under the
Edward
table.
Spooky? Yes.
I am slinking under the table.
What is it you want?
I'm reaching up, grabbing this, and slinking under.
Well, I believe that he was perhaps decided he was not interested in my services any longer.
Oh?
Charlie,
I come out from underneath the table, pen in hand, paper in hand. I told you I'd pay you within the next 24.
Yes, except that it seems your friend has disappeared. And that's where we're going to end for
Bum,
tonight. Edward
so glad.
Spooky,
I
which is
hate
not
him.
his name, it's so your guys' thing, though.
I'm so glad that we ended with Edward Spooky.
Cool. Well, do you guys have anything you want to talk about before we're out for the night?
This game is awesome. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah,
This was
thank
fun.
you.
This was
It's
super
so much fun to be back. I want
Yeah.
to apologize to everyone that we were unavoidably away for some time, but
Yeah.
we're happy to be back, and we hope you're enjoying the show as well.
Yeah, being sick was no fun, and I'm really glad to be back on my feet, as it were, although I'm sitting. Right?
You could be on your feet.
The only other thing I want to do is once again thank Peter Gresser at www.sonofactory.com, Sono Factory, for our theme music, and I hope you appreciated, or I hope you enjoyed listening to it earlier.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
And we really, really love the music. It just adds a little bit extra kick, and I'm really enjoying having that at the front of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to remind everybody that you can interact with us anytime at the Happy Jacks forums. I know, are message boards still a thing anymore? Guess what? They are. So come and talk to us. There's a special subsection for Razor Ridge where we can discuss the episodes and general goings on. You can reach out to me unless it's hate mail and keep it to yourself. Nobody likes you. And we also have a really great schedule throughout the week here on Happy Jacks. The schedule will be posted in the chat. I'm especially excited to be coming back on Monday for
Yay.
the next episode of Insert Coin, of which Samantha, Nick, and myself are a part of. It's our kind of spoopy 1980s
That never
Stand By
was.
Me,
Yes.
Stranger Things kind of game run
But is
by
it
Kadave.
Edward Spooky.
Edward Spooky is not a part of it,
No.
but we
No,
do
but
have horrible
there
Peter.
is some
Yeah.
some canon crossover.
Yeah, we
so
do have
There
horrible
is
Peter.
now.
so
This,
maybe there is.
this show is becoming the hubway to all other
Yeah.
shows. So we
We're
hope
the
to-
beginning of the timeline.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we hope to see you there. Although I think there's a Vampire of the Dark Ages game going on right now. So if they
We're
call
gonna have to.
don't get any ideas. I'm the hub show. Damn it. But we hope to see you guys again here in 2
She's the hub, bub.
2 weeks.
As we head towards our season finale, we're getting real close.
Ah!
So
Panic.
close. Will they get to an
Season
actual good
finale.
capping point for a season end? I don't know. It's players, and I'm trash. So
And we're
Do we
dumb.
want to say how many episodes until the season finale, or do you want to keep that a secret?
we are planning to have 2 more episodes.
2 more episodes.
It really depends on where things naturally fall in the scheme of things, because I've thrown a lot at these guys because I am nothing if not a complicated asshole. But hey, find out how many more episodes there'll be next couple of weeks here, and until then, enjoy the full moon tomorrow, and may Edward Spooky visit you in your nightmares.
Yeah.
Or your dreams, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
We're not judging.
Well, some people are into
Your
that.
yeah. Goodbye.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Okay, I didn't get the
Until
cue.
you stop the stream.
No, there was no cue.
You want me to do like in Galaxy Quest? I'm like,